Hello friends, welcome back to Greta's Travels and welcome to Iceland. This video is all about Iceland in winter, so everything you need to know to plan the perfect Iceland in winter trip, including the best things to do, what weather you can expect, what to pack, and all useful tips to make the most of your trip. So let's go. When you start planning a winter trip to Iceland, it's important to take into account what weather you will find. This will depend on where in Iceland you go, as it can change quite a lot across the island. For example, in Reykjavik, the average temperature in winter is around 1 or 2 degrees, whilst in Akureyri, in the north of Iceland, it sits an average below zero. However, both cities can reach -10 degrees on particularly cold days. Besides the cold, what you need to be prepared for is the snow and rain. In January, you can get up to 10 inches of snow in Reykjavik and up to 20 inches in Akureyri. It can also rain on warmer days. There's a reason that in Iceland they say, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes. It's not uncommon to go through snow, sun, rain and wind all in one day. Exploring Iceland in winter doesn't have to be complicated. You can simply rent a car and set off on your Icelandic adventure. We found that most roads around Reykjavik were clean and easy to drive on. Obviously, as you go to less visited places or further in the north, less beaten roads can get more snowy and difficult to drive on. Also, bear in mind that some areas will be inaccessible due to heavy snowfall, so if you're doing a self-drive road trip, you need to be mindful about road closures. If you're not a confident driver, you can join an organized tour. We did this with Arctic Adventures, joining their 7-day complete Iceland tour, and it was pretty good. You don't have to worry about anything, relaxing in the minivan while an experienced driver deals with the snowy Icelandic roads. This option is obviously easier, but less flexible, as you have to fit your schedule around the group. There are loads of great things to do in Iceland in winter. Some of these are actually year-round activities, like exploring the Golden Circle or the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, will be amazing regardless of the time of year you do it. However, there are some activities that can only be done in winter. The most famous amongst these is obviously the Northern Lights. This incredible natural phenomenon is only visible in high-latitude regions, and only in winter, when the night skies are dark enough to see these dancing lights. Similarly, if you want to go on an ice cave tour, it's best to do this in winter. Depending on how hot or not the summer is, you might be able to visit a few also in the summer months. But there are more ice caves in winter, they're more stable and just more impressive overall. Other sites like Diamond Beach or Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon will be more impressive in winter, when there are more icebergs floating around. Also in summer, the ice blocks on Diamond Beach can melt completely, and it ends up just being another black sand beach. Relaxing in hot geothermal pools is something you can do at any time of year, but the invigorating experience we had at Vok baths, alternating between the 40+ degree hot pools and into the freezing lake at 2 degrees, is something you wouldn't have in summer, as the temperature of the lake can get as high as 18 degrees. In Iceland, they say there's no bad weather, just bad clothing. And one of the questions people ask me the most if you're coming to Iceland in winter is, what do I need to wear? What do I need to pack to make sure that I'm ready against everything that the Icelandic weather is going to throw at me? And so this is what I wore on my latest Iceland winter trip. I basically dressed as if I was going skiing. So I've got a bottom layer with a long-sleeved lycra top. So this is supposed to be breathable material so that if you sweat, it goes through and it doesn't stick to your body. Same goes for the leggings and same goes for my socks. So they're kind of like hiking, skiing, mountain socks. You don't want to wear too many bottom layers because if you go outside and you do things, you go hiking and whatnot, you sweat and then the sweat dries off and it freezes on you and you get colder. So just one layer of good lycra thermal wear. Then on top of this, I've got this, which in Italian we call paio. I think in English it's called fleece. And I've got a thin one for the day and then a thicker one for the night, for when you go out on a Northern Lights hunt. So this is my fleece top on top, and these are the only 2 layers I wear on top. Then I've got my ski trousers. So these are a bit thick, so to add a bit of warmth, but the most important thing is that they're waterproof, so that if you go out and it's raining or snowing, you don't get wet. And like my grandma always used to say, you want to tuck in your shirt inside your trousers so that the cold doesn't get in. And then got this, strap yourself in, and then obviously on top I've got a big winter coat. I like my coat long just so that it covers me up a bit more, and similar to the trousers, the most important thing is that it's waterproof, because it will rain, it will snow in Iceland in winter, and if this gets wet, you get wet under and it's a tragedy. Then you want good shoes, because if your feet get cold, then that's also a tragedy. You're just always going to be cold. Got these boots, which are a little dirty now because we went hiking, and you want waterproof shoes. Mine are 1 or 2 sizes bigger than my normal shoes, because when I bought them they told me it was better to have bigger shoes if you're going in winter in the mountains, because you have usually bigger socks and then it keeps a bit more heat in theory. So that's what I've got. And then obviously gadgets, you want a hat to keep your ears warm, and then gloves for your hands. I've got these ones which I really like because they close over like this, but then if I want to take out my phone to take photos and whatnot, I can still keep most of my hand warm. And then mittens in theory keep your hand warmer than individual finger gloves. And there you go. I'm now ready to go out and explore Iceland in winter. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it answered any questions you might have about planning a winter trip to Iceland. If you did, please like and comment, and if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe and come back next week for the next video in the Iceland series. Thanks, bye!